Okay, I think that's done. Yeah, so in here we have just the button. You can see it's small in that corner. And the rest of the input. Okay. Okay, then there's this P tag. Search term can only be a single word. I don't know if we should even use this. I did not want spaces in my in my search. Like I didn't want people to write something with space. So yeah, I removed this. But it seems it was not even necessary. Later on, I saw somebody use that endpoint with something that had a space and it still worked. I was afraid initially that putting something into space would make it not work. So I think we can do away with this. All right, and then the drop down now. By something like this. Somehow the size has changed. It was on the same line before now, like filter by continent. Because it's too big. No, even if I come down, it's still.
Was the day you did what is it called? Usually using Chrome now. That was when it came down, I guess.
Yeah, but the thing doesn't want to sit down one side again.
Try adjusting the Chrome settings now.
Yeah. Oh, when I did that thing, right? Yeah, my tiny font. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, let me try 13 and see. Yeah, this is okay. Sorry, some things about the HTML need to be explained a bit more before we get to the JavaScript. So again, now we're still in this section. Here we've looked at form, right? Nothing more to see there. I think I'll remove that P tag that had that little. You can only search with a single word because it's not necessary anymore. Here, I'll remove that. So now in the drop down, there's this div that contains what you can see. You know, it contains the filter by continent and contains this icon. Okay. All the same. Then there's also under div, this one, drop down box. This is what contains the list of things. You know, what do they call them? Africa, the list of continents, you know, things to use and the filter options. So you know how drop downs are now. You click on this, you see a little box come down. Here you select something and then it rolls back up or just vanishes. So that's how it is. There's the box, the visible box, and the hidden box or hidden div. Okay, so that's about that section. Now in main, there's a loading screen. It's obviously not visible right now. That's the one that has that GIF that was just loading before. After that, there is this H2 for search results. We don't want that to show unless somebody searches for something. Like unless the search term is active, that's what we want it to show. Okay. Well, anyhow, we will see about that. And then there is countries. This div called countries has some big settings on it to make things stay, I think, in large screens. Yeah. But it's empty right now. So we need to fetch data and put into countries. Okay, so I think that's about it for the HTML. Do we really need to talk about the CSS? I guess there's a need to talk about the CSS. There's a need to talk about the CSS because some of these things, in some CSS classes are already set up, so that once you just change the class of something, it will look different. For example, where was that? Sorry, let me look at the CSS. Yeah, it's body.
But instead
So
of
if I
doing
add
these
this class
custom
to,
classes, why didn't you just use Tailwind?
no, that time it's not about Tailwind. It's actually when I started React that I started using Tailwind. This was done before I started React. This was my last project before React. Yeah, so for the light mode, dark mode thing, all you need to do is add this class to body, dark mode. If you add .dark mode body, everything turns dark. So let's try that manually. In body, we add class dark mode. Yeah, and you can see everything is looking dark. But this one has not changed, right? Because, we did everything manually, no JavaScript. Yeah.
The dark mode.
Yeah, so it's just a presence of the class dark mode or an absence of the class dark mode. That's really the switch there. Okay, so basically this our switcher, that's all it does. It either adds dark mode class to body or removes the class. You can see the CSS. Things have they look different if body has dark mode. So header looks like this, but if it's body.dark mode, header looks different. H1 looks like this, but body.dark mode H1 looks like that. Something like that. That's just how it is. Then there's this one, hide, for these two. I told you the way I did it was that these two are separate divs, two sets of things. One is hiding, one is showing. So it's about you switching which one is hiding and which one is showing. And that is done with this class, hide. So if you want this one to hide, you put hide here. If you don't want it to hide, you remove the hide and put the hide here. And then you see like this. Okay, what other CSS trick is here? I think, okay, no, yeah, the drop down has something similar as well, hide. So it's hidden because this class is here. So if you want it to show up, you just remove the hide class and you see this. Yes, I added a few more countries than what they showed in Front-End Mentor, because what they had was just, what was that? Africa, America, hey, see America, like the whole North and South together, Asia, Europe, Oceania. I wanted Americans to be separate, and I wanted Antarctica to also show, because there are some things here that have the continent or region Antarctica. And I wanted all as well, because the way this is, once you start filtering, you are not coming out of filtering. Like, until you refresh the page, you'll just keep cycling between one of the filtered options. So I wanted to add an option for everything. Yeah, so I added all. And I separated North, South America, and I added Antarctica. That's why things are looking plenty. But if you guys are not cool with that, we can remove it. In fact, let me remove these on clicks. They're not nice. Let's do to them well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I think those are the things that need to be talked about. No, this one, did I do something about it?
This one
Now let's.
you're using on click.
I was using. Which one is that?
On click. The one you just removed now. You said it's not.
Okay.
It's not. I forgot what you said, but for you, it's better for you to just use add event listener.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember why I decided to go with on-click there. But don't worry, I'll make add event listener work. For this H2, okay, there was no trick on it. There is no CSS trick on it because it was put in a different page, and in that page, it is showing all the time. Okay, so there was no need for a hide or anything. But now we may need to show it. Let's leave this one for now. So yeah, I think we've seen most of the CSS tricks that are needed, right? So I need to hide back this drop-down box by adding hide. What else? Hide needs to be here because the default theme is light theme, and dark mode needs to go away. Okay, so we're back to where we were. So, like I said, we're starting with showing, what do you call this thing? Yeah, displaying the countries. Okay. So first of all, I would like us to get the countries first of all. I don't know if you get me. So index.js is where we're at. What's the first thing you think we need to do?
We need to check our HTML for the tags that are going to be changing or that are going to be affected or that are going to be needed in our index.js and bring them in here.
Okay, that's wonderful. So, and you guys, once you spot anyone, just let me know, and then we go and drop it in there. Are you spotting anyone?
Body.
Mm-hmm. Body, all right. So what do we call that?
You can call it body now.
Body. Okay, so how do we get body?
Documents dot query selector. String body.
So fine, yeah, this would get you body, but alternatively, that is also body. So yeah, let's just log it. Body and body too. Yes. Yeah. Both of them are body. Alternatively, not really alternatively, it's just another thing, right? In case you are trying to get the HTML, because if you've done this thing with Tailwind, you know that this dark mode stuff, Tailwind has an inbuilt like dark mode kind of thing. I don't know if you guys know that. Here I had to do the whole dark mode setup in CSS myself, but Tailwind has that setup. And say if you want this H1 now to look a different color in dark mode, you just write something like dark and then maybe text white, something like that. Right? Tailwind has that. But the thing with Tailwind now is that for you to make it go to dark mode, and just like here, I had to add the class dark mode to my body tag. In Tailwind, you have to add the class dark to your HTML tag. And I suffered to find how to how to target this HTML. I didn't even think of this thing that you just said now, this query selector. It didn't enter my mind. I was looking for a nice shortcut like this, document.body. And it turns out it was yeah, the document element. That's your HTML. Yeah. So I'll just comment this one out because it's nice to have it, but we'll use your own. Okay, so or instead of having it take up a line, let me just yeah. All right, next thing.
We have to go back to the HTML.
All right.
This our form. I think we are going to get the values.
Form. Okay, I think yeah, form is great, but you are skipping this one.
Okay,
There are three things in here. Yeah.
The switch that we are going to do, the light and dark mode.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just call it switch box or theme switch.
Switch box sounds fine.
It might not tell what it's actually switching, but theme switch would say so.
Mm-hmm.
So document dot
get elements by ID.
Yeah, it's cool because it has an ID.
Switch.
Okay.
Then
anything else from that place?
Yes.
Okay, light and dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Maybe I should double the screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Theme switch. Okay.
No.
Do I say light theme or just light?
Light theme. Document dot get elements by ID light.
Okay, and I think I can duplicate. Since if I change this to dark, yeah, right, it's dark. Okay, so what else here? Anybody can talk, oh, it's not by force, it's only Joyce that will be answering.
Yeah, let's do the form now.
Form, okay. Why are we getting the forms? Okay, we're going to submit the form. All right. Search form.
Mm-hmm.
is equal to, how do we get it?
There's a class.
Well, it's technically the only form, so we can just use query selector. We can say form.search, just in case another form pops up. Document.query selector form.search. Since I'm sure if I were to create another form, it would not be a search form. I would not put the class search on it. So this is fine. No need for the button because we already have the form, and you can say form.onSubmit. Submit is an event in JavaScript. So since we've put the type submit on this button inside this form, we can skip out on having button. The input itself, do we want to do any manipulation on the inputs? No.
Yes.
What do you want to do? At first, I didn't. I did some manipulation on it because I wanted to stop people from putting space or some other kind of characters. But since, like I mentioned, the endpoint can handle it, so no problem. If they write rubbish, they will simply not get an answer. They will get 0. Yeah, so no problem. This p tag, search term can only be a single word. We have to remove it because it now serves no purpose. Okay, that's that. Then now there's the drop down. So what should we get here for this drop down?
This drop down, we are getting everything.
Everything. So
Like
what are the everything?
We are getting the div itself, I guess.
That's the total div. This drop down itself.
Yes.
That contains everything.
On click.
It will be better to put it on this one. You remember this drop down btn is that box.
Which one?
So it's in section, right? This is the big div you are talking of that contains everything. But this is the one I'm talking of. Because this is the one that we want, that when you click it, something should happen. Not really this.
Not the div that is covering it. Okay.
Yeah, it's this one. So I gave it the ID drop down btn.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that name is also fitting.
Drop down. Button. Documents.
Since it has an ID, it's just
drop down BTN.
Yes.
Can this drop down BTN now, is it a custom class or from Bootstrap or Tailwind?
No. If it was a custom class from Bootstrap, I would not have needed to do JavaScript on it.
Okay. You won't be able, you will not have needed.
I would not have needed because components in Bootstrap, they have their own JavaScript. They have, I think they use jQuery. So anyhow, if you put the right classes and maybe data attributes, everything will work out.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Did I do what?
It's Tailwind like that too. Like
Tailwind has components, but as far as I know, their components are not free. You have to pay to be able to get their component.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not a charity. They're not a charity organization.
Okay.
They are business people.
We are all business people. That's why we are cool.
Okay, documents.
Yeah,
Get the drop down box. Okay, now we would like something to happen when we click on any of these LIs. All right. Okay, so we can
select the countries you are selecting or values you are selecting now. Is it not?
Yeah, kind of values. You know, you click on Africa, you want to see only African countries. You click on Asia, you'd like to see only Asian countries. So we can as well get these LIs together, like a node list or HTML. What's that thing called? HTML collection.
Collection, yeah.
Yeah, so that we can do something to it. When that time comes, we'll think about how we'll do something to it. But essentially, we want something to happen when we click on any of them. So, drop down items. Yeah.
Documents dot query selector array. For that one. There should be a common decision. Hey Lord. What's this now?
Yeah, they all have drop down item.
Okay, drop down item. Yeah.
What if we use LI? Okay, no. Let's just use classes because I have another.
Well, it's still fine, Sha. It's a good suggestion. Just like the form, how we said form.search, we can say li.dropdown item.
It's like
I don't think that will be. It will be very specific.
Yeah. Okay.
Drop down item.
Why stress yourself using the LI? Just use drop down.
Okay,
Don't go.
Okay, so these are done. Loading screen. Yeah, my formatting here was really terrible.
You really don't like seeing it that way.
No, it's weird now. You just see class. Like div is open, you see class. Where did the opening tag end? Nothing. Like see how it was now. It's almost like this IMG is also inside the opening tag of this. I'm not seeing where the thing closed, so it's troublesome.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, loading screen also needs to be here because we need to be manipulating it. If data is loading, we should see a loading screen. If data is not loading, it should go away. So yeah, don't be shy to use long variable names. Ultimately, it will help you when you do come back.
But if you use prettier, will you arrange like the closing tag, closing angle bracket like the way you arranged it?
I think this is how prettier. I think I've seen someone use prettier. It does it just like this.
Yeah,
Are you going?
Closing angle
do you use
bracket.
prettier? So I heard someone else talking. It doesn't do like this.
Like it doesn't, it brings it down, but it doesn't take the closing angle bracket down like the way you arranged it just now.
Oh, okay. Where is Toyin? Toyin is the master of all these extensions. Toyin, where are you? Come and defend prettier. It's like she's not here.
I will sue her. She was paying me. She's not here again. I will sue her. I'll sue her.
Okay, does anyone else here use prettier?
Joyce, don't use prettier.
I don't
Johnny
think
looks
it
like someone that
like
uses
that.
prettier.
Okay, right.
Yeah, Mr. Wayne.
Johnny, you are fighting for Tony Abi. Want me to sue you?
Mr. Wayne Alpha. Okay, hey, I knew it. Johnny is this prettier. Hey, Alpha, does it yeah, Wayne, what's up?
I'm fine, Alpha. Were you able to record it, or?
Yeah, it's recording. Your one is about to die.
No, not that.
Not that, okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hey, Johnny, yeah, you say you use Prettier. Does Prettier arrange opening tags like this? Like if you have a lot of things in here, let's say an input, for example. What is that input? There was something I arranged and brought down a lot of things. No. Was it not this button? How did it go back to being like this? Is this button now?
Why not just stop?
It was.
Hey, that's the question we want to ask you right now. This thing, does it... Why did I even put on click here? Oh, wow, weird things are happening. Hey, does it arrange opening tags like this? It does now, Shane. Like the closing...
I'm not very sure.
You're not very sure.
It doesn't though.
Just install it and try it out now.
Not today, I don't...
Just install extension.
It's actually here, but it's disabled right now. Yeah. Anyhow, Sha, we're on loading screen. Yeah, we want loading screen. It's also an ID, so we can just use get another ID. Then this H2, I think some things will also be happening with it, right? But let's look at this H2 very well. The H2 is quite interesting. So there's set results for, there is a span. You remember the thing I was talking of when I was talking of that text content and inner text? I was saying that if you have something in particular, you just want to mess with something small inside a line of text, it's best to put that thing you want to mess with inside a span. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember.
Don't remember that. Okay, anyhow, Sha, this is what I meant. You see, set results for, there is quotes, there is something inside the quotes, and then here is the brackets, there is something inside the brackets. So those are the two things that would programmatically be inserted into this line of. This is how the page looks. So something will be in here, something will be in here. You understand? Okay. So those two places are, just inside spans. So when something happens, I can say this element, change the inner HTML of it. This element, change the inner HTML, like that. Instead of trying to mess with the inner HTML of the entire H2, I just change this, and my work is done. All right, so anyhow, we need this H2 itself, first of all. So let's give it maybe an ID. What do we call it? You know the function of this H2. So what name do you think is appropriate?
Search bar. No, search result. Or a search result. It's not a result.
It's just a heading now.
It's just a heading that just says this is what you search for. This is the number of results you have. It's not really the result.
Search result. Is it not?
Maybe details
Search.
or search heading, search results heading.
Search results heading.
Yeah, that's more appropriate. Don't mind me. I like using very long names.
For long classes now, do you use camel case or use this hyphen?
Okay, well, HTML is more appropriate to use hyphens in HTML, but the actual class name in JavaScript, the actual class name, variable name in JavaScript, you would have to use camel case.
Okay.
Because you can't even use the dash if you want to. Yeah, so sometimes it's a little troublesome to go through your work and be doing this kind of thing before you even start writing anything. But it's a little rewarding because, you just be writing and be going. Alternatively, you could, pick what you're working on. You're working on this, you go get the variables and go write the code for it. You pick the next thing, you go up. But anyhow, last, just make sure that all your variables are declared up here. All the necessary variables are declared. It's not in the middle of the work. You're going to start writing, this one is equal to document.something. I beg, all your documents or anything, it should all be up here. The next one is search term.
At some point, like, you might find some things with not declared.
Some things what? Some things you do not. Yeah, no problem. No problem. It's just part of life that you can't be accurate all the time. But anyhow, even though you find some things like that, just go up back to the group and put it there instead of it being in the middle because it's not nice. Okay, and the final thing is countries. So that div, we want to put things inside it.
The display itself, right?
Display, yeah, this is the parent of the country. Yeah. So maybe I'll just call it countries wrap or countries parent. Countries papa.
Countries display.
Okay, countries display, no problem. We'll write that. ID countries. Okay. Okay, so we're just about ready. So the first thing we wanted to do was to get these countries, right? So that we can put them up in here.
Yes.
So let me I forgot about that actually.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So since you guys are just picking up elements, like
yeah, so
is that what you guys
like
know this DS?
That's all. Like hard life like this. Just picking out elements.
Alright, so I just wanted to confirm because I could not see any other thing again except select and every other thing I'm saying here.
Okay, yeah.
Tony is back.
Tony is back. What did I want to do here, sir? Yeah, so I want to collect the codes that I used the HTML code, for each country. I forgot that it's here and I removed it. So let me just find it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what I want. I hope you guys close your eyes. Okay, so now we're going to create a function that will do the fetching. So what do we call it? Fetch countries, right? That seems appropriate.
We want to use arrow function.
You don't like arrow functions?
No, I like arrow functions. If you are using it for the event listener now, we had advantage of hoisting or something.
Oh, I guess for hoisting's sake, it's really not a bad idea to use that. All right, so async function, because it's going to be an asynchronous function. Fetch. Okay, so what do you do in an asynchronous function? Oh, right. One more thing I need. I might as well just open response. Sorry, let me just open this. So I'll be getting the. Or should I? Let me leave this for now. Yeah, response is equal to
constraints of response. Okay, I just want to call it that way. Okay. Is equal to await. Okay. Then
yeah, so we need the URLs, right? So let's just do everything the right way, manually. So let me go over to restcountries.com and we'll just get the endpoints from here. Yeah, so this is all. Yeah, sorry, the thing is not very big. Okay, I'll make it bigger. Yes, all is this. When you get all countries, you do that. Okay, so that's that. It's a GET request, so we don't necessarily, there's no authorization here needed. So we don't need to add any other things. We just need the URL. So yeah, so const response is equal to this. What else?
and then response dot then.
No, that happens if you are using, if you are doing the whole promise style, promise.then.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're doing
async.
async. So what next?
You don't
We convert the response to JSON object.
JSON, yeah.
Okay.
response
So
dot.
how do I do that? Response dot.
You have to store it now. No, you have to store it in a variable.
Okay, I'll store it in something.
Yeah.
All right. What do I store it in?
Const data.
Data,
Countries data.
Yeah.
Countries
That's-
data.
okay. Country data is better.
I would
Okay.
Response.json.
Yeah. I'll wait because response.json or rather the .json method returns the promise. Okay, so what do we do from here? I would say let's console all countries data first of all and see what's up with that. So if I save this now, we go to the browser, will I see a console log?
Yeah, you
No,
say
you will
something
not
now.
see
Why?
You say
You're not
something
calling the
now.
it. You
function.
will not see it though.
Yes, because I'm not calling the function.
Yeah,
So
not
let's call
calling
it.
the function, sorry.
It's very funny how many times this thing has caught me. Finish writing function, you'll be happy, and you go to the browser and what's up? My function
So
is
go
not running.
down.
So there we go, 250 weird things. So here comes the
Data
problem.
frame, the bar.
We have a whole lot of information from this thing. However, we don't need all this information, right? So if
Yes.
if we're going to, because I mean, we want to use this data to create a bunch of things, right? Where was that stuff? Right. This is how this looks. This is how
Sorry,
the
could you?
yes.
Sorry, I want to mention something. Do you mind wrapping your text so that you can see everything even when you are at half of your window size?
Pains me to do, but yes, I can.
I'm just
All
saying
right.
that you can do it automatically with VS Code.
Hey, I've done it.
Okay.
It's wrapping now. Yeah. So these are the things we need to change. I mentioned earlier that all the cards, all the country cards that you see are basically links. You know, you click on them, you go to another page. Okay, so that's why we have everything here wrapped in an anchor tag. Okay. Before I come back to this, what's happening here, let's just look at the information we need, you know, in the main card itself. We need the SRC for the flag. We need the name of the country, so that we can just put this an ALT. That one is not like super necessary, but then ALT is nice to put, yeah. So again, we need the name of the country to display the name. We need the population of the country. Yeah. We need all this one? Continent.
Continent and capital.
And the capital. So you see, very little information.
Where did you get this code from? This code you just saying.
This code I pasted is from the one I did before. You know, I don't want to. I've done this project before, so this is the HTML that I used for the cards, the country cards. Since this project is just focused on JavaScript, I did not want to go through the process of how I came about this, how I decided that it's like this how structured. Okay, anyhow, you see, we just need how many things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 items, 6 details alone, and we are done. But inside this thing, the thing with the inside here plenty past 6, which is troublesome for us. So how do you think we can reduce this thing so that we'll have only 6 items? So that it's not like, you know, we'll use the whole array. You see how this was done nicely, right? Just something.name. If you want to loop over that array raw as it's looking like that, here you will not write something nice looking like this. For this code, you write something like maybe, especially for this name, this name, you write something like array square brackets I dot, where are those names? Dot name dot common, okay, dot name dot common. God help you if it's native name you want to put. Dot native name dot something inside, something like that. That kind of thing. Anyhow, it just looks nicer when you have it into a special object. So what way do you think we can, I don't know, manipulate this data and turn it into an array of a nice object that just has these 6 properties that we want? Yes. I'm waiting for you guys.
Can we
countries,
assign it somewhere?
Can we do it?
Data. What kind of array is it giving us? If you give us an array, not there.
Can we see the country data?
Okay.
Okay.
This is an array.
It's giving us an
array of 250 things.
And
array of objects.
Each item in the array, are they okay? Each item in the array is an object.
Yeah, can we see one of the objects and just see what is inside the object?
Yeah, this is it. So there's ALT spellings, area, borders, blah 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 up to there.
Can we get the data we want and store them in a new variable? And inside an array, like we have an array of objects, and then we give them the variable names we need, like flag name and the rest of that. Then from countries data we can what I'm saying doesn't even make sense to me.
It does, like sounds like it makes sense.
Then from countries data we can then get each of their, instead of the long one we want to write, can just put it into those new variables we are going to write down.
All right. So how do we go about it?
We can use one of these array methods.
Find index, right? I think that one is the bomb for this. No, I was just saying an array method of the Yeah, so
okay.
How do you propose it?
I don't get what Grace is trying to do.
Hey, don't worry, when she starts saying what I should write, you will get it.
What are you saying?
Look at the things I need. I need code, flag, name, population, continent, capital. By the time we get to the process, we'll now look for where they are inside our object. But first of all, where do I go from here? Okay, Mr. Williams, map. So what do I map over?
So map over the array.
The array or the
countries data.
Countries data.
Yeah,
countries data map. Okay.
Then just to confirm something, do item, put the cover function inside item, then return item dot name.
Okay.
Can you store line 21 in the variable, then console dot log it? Let's see what it's getting.
All right. What do we call the variable?
Let's call it
item.
Final result.
Just call it result. Just call it result.
Just call it result.
Okay.
So console dot log that result. Let's go again.
Array is not defined. We are getting it,
okay,
okay. From I forgot to do this. this is not really supposed to be here right now. I just wanted us to see the data that we need. Okay, yeah, so we have this. And now, yeah, it's working. We're just seeing the name of
and
the...
just extract stuff that we
Okay. All right, so that means we are going to be making changes to this place. All right, yes. So what do we do from here?
So you said you need now those data. Do you need them in an object, or you should just list them out for each of them?
They are best in an object. Since we need a bunch of things and we want to refer to them differently. You know? Instead of doing square bracket, instead of accessing them with index, accessing them with a property, a key, is much nicer in the eyes.
Let me try to think.
Okay.
Hello, can we do that dynamic
Dynamic what?
So for each okay, do item.name, item.
So I should just write item.name.
Do name colon item.name, comma, yes.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Name,
Colon,
comma. Okay, colon.
yeah, object. Item.name,
Item.name.
comma.
Okay, let me make it item.name.common. Since I think it's the common name of those things, Mauritania. You see, this looks like the names that we know.
Yes.
Botswana. So just common name. Okay. All right. Let's say the next thing is code. I'll show you where this code is. This is where the code is. It's CCA3. Yeah, CCA3. If you are wondering why I did not use the others, it's because all of them seem to have CCA3, but some of these other ones, some don't have it.
All right.
Yeah, so that's why I decided to go with CCA. Hey, you see, like one is missing here now. No? There was a CI something, CIOC. This one doesn't have it, but they all have CCA3. So that's why I went with CCA. Yeah. So, what do I write?
Item dot. CCA3.
Yeah, CCA3. So, already you can see we're having an issue. And what is the issue? Colon is expected. Why do you think we are seeing this issue?
We need to use, I don't know, we need to use dynamic naming for.
No, that's not why. The names are not going to, the property names are not going to be changing, so we don't need dynamic names. Can anyone guess why?
We're using string for it or what?
No.
You
are looking at, I'm sure, the problem, exactly. The problem is that you are looking at this as implicit return, right? Item, return this object. Yeah. But JavaScript is looking at it like,
more than one line.
Opens curly braces. I mean, you should be writing normal JavaScript in here, not doing comma and colon. Okay. That's why this is happening.
The code block, like the code block.
So you cannot add another curly braces.
So that's it. You want to return this. Yeah. So we can carry on. The next thing is flag. And flag, where's flag? This is what I want. I think PNG, SVG. SVGs, they're usually smaller, right? They tend to be smaller. They look clear, they can zoom very well. Yeah. So item.flags.svg.
Yeah, SVG. Okay.
The next is population. 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 So we have this.
Population is just population.
Yeah, population is just population. But there's a little something now. Do you see this population?
Yeah. So Liz.
I'm so sorry, guys.
No worries. Okay, so do you see this population?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's formatted.
It's exactly. What you are seeing here is just a number. But what is here is a formatted string, with commas in the right places. So if I give you a number, damn it, why did I put that code there? Yeah, to local string does it. So in case you're not aware, if you have a number like this and you want to format it very well. The first time I saw this thing, I actually wrote a function to put commas.
If you don't know something, you don't know something. That's what it's called. If you don't know it, you don't know it.
But just simply putting to local string would have done that. Okay, item.population to local string.
To local string. There's region.
The next region. Okay, continent. Yeah, there's region and there's continent, I think. Let me see why I decided to go with continent. Okay, it's region. It's me that just named that one continent. Yeah, item.region. Let me look for that one. Region, Europe. Yeah, it's region. It's region. This sub-region is not needed. It's region. Sheep, have it anyway.
Yes,
That's wrong. Maybe you guys will go to primary school now.
Yes, I'd like to be a primary school coder. All this code that will be disturbing me with. I started coding at the age of 8.
Genius, yeah.
I don't hear that thing.
Don't worry. My child will do that one for me. Don't worry. Capital. Yeah, no, now we'll just entice him. There are plenty of ways now. There's chocolate. There's money. You could. Don't worry.
Okay.
Capital.
Are you ready? What are you looking for?
We're looking for capital. So
Capital is
I encountered something funny here. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it's funny. Capital is clearly an array here, right? I mean, there's no mistaking it that this is an array. But if we were to get this Gibraltar now, how would you get it? You see capital here is an array, first thing,
Index 0.
where's the other one?
Index 0.
Yeah, same thing is here, right? Item.capital index 0, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. except things have changed, because I know when I tried this, it fell my hand.
It's not quiz.
If I quit, would I have had that 5 projects? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think this is all we need. So now we have results, that is countries data.map this, and let's console log results. Yeah, exactly. Did you see that? That's what I saw.
Yes, we
Something.
Can't read properties of undefined at 0.
Why not try expanding the capitals field?
Capital. Item.capital. So, anyhow, let me remove this square bracket 0. Okay, wait. I think it's me that did this. I think this is my fault. It's capitals. That's why there's an array, because there was an I'm still seeing error. Oh, it's just one. So why did they make it an array? These people are funny.
Open the
Open the capital.
Yeah.
I see there
It's an array. Okay, capital, right? Okay, let's just make it capital without the array. Isn't that crazy?
No way.
I mean, don't you guys also find that crazy? Because I definitely did find that crazy.
Crazy.
That's clearly an array. But why is it behaving like that? I don't know. Till now, I don't know.
We'll go to court, don't worry.
Okay, so we have what we're looking for. We have name. See, forget that thing. This thing is on another level. Yeah, we have all of this. Okay, so now let me explain why I'm putting this. So in your address, if you have an address, let me see, HTTP. This blah blah www.example. Mr. John. Example.com/ maybe test case, and then this. Let me say this first. Blah 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 blah, and then there's this. And maybe search is equal to who, and R is equal to you. What else? Yeah. There's a way this thing is split. Anyhow, in this link, there are like two. This is called a hash. Okay, let me do something. Let's say window.onload. In case you have a function, you want it specially to run when the page loads, you can do this. You can put an event listener on Windows, on the window. So you can either say window.onload is equal to this function, and like write the function there. or you do it the normal event listener way, window.add event listener load function. Both ways are fine. How's that? No. Okay, so window.unload, console.log. Oh, that's insane. Sorry. Let me go over here and remember it. Some of these things leave my head sometimes. Yeah, country.js.
You're obviously going to pick pattern.
Yes, I'm shamelessly going to paper my code.
Once you do Expo.
Tell me, you are going to pick pattern 1 or 2 things.
That's why it's half screen. That's why it's half screen. Where is this thing? Where did I keep this thing now? It's here.
Is that not like 12? Okay.
Window.location. That's it. Window.location.
What does it do?
So refresh the browser now. No, refresh the browser.
No. It will just console log the location. What shows up in this address?
Okay.
So there are different parts of an address. There's a hash, and if you see anything that comes after that hash, if you see an address with that hash symbol, anything that comes after it is the hash. Okay.
What does hash do?
It's used for passing data. No, it's not something. It's used for passing data. Like there's this time I was doing something with Spotify. When you do authentication with Spotify, like Spotify login, you know how there's Google login now. There's also Spotify login. Yeah. The address they will return to you will come with a hash. So you can, they will return a token. You know, all this authentication stuff, they give you a token that you can use to authorize that user to make requests.
Yes.
Whenever you're making a request, you send that token. So the token, when they will send you back an address. Or rather, you give them a return address that, okay, when you are done authenticating this user, redirect to this address. They will redirect to that address and add token in the hash. So you as a front-end person, you're supposed to intercept that address, collect the token, and remove the hash. Because, if you leave it there, it will just be in the address like that. Maybe my musicwebsite.com hash, blah, 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 blah. you know how tokens are long now. It won't look nice. So anyhow, yeah, hash is a way of sending information. Another way is this search. Anything that comes after, what's that thing called? Question mark is search. Search is in pairs, key and value. So you saw how I wrote it here. Something is equal to something, and something is equal to something, and something is equal to something.
Can you scroll up a bit?
Oh, okay, this is it. Let me separate it. This is it. Search is equal to something, like something is equal to something, and something is equal to something. So if I had this as an address, for example, and well, I don't know, when we get to this page, you would see it, you'll see it happen. Okay, so this anchor tag is,
Can you repeat? Like you said, anything that comes after hash is what?
is the hash. You saw the hash property now inside the object. Okay, Kogi is back.
Happy to have you.
You're welcome. Is the screen showing yet?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Aha. Anyhow, you can see, different parts of the address. Right? There's href, which is the entire thing. There is origin, which is from the HTTP part to the what do I call it? Host name or rather host. Host is like maybe www.example.com. So the path would start from the hash. Here we're on the hash part, the empty, like the home page. If this was about page, maybe you'd have seen /about, something like that. So anyhow, search is just what comes after the question mark. Hash is what comes about. What we're going to use is search. Okay. So we're just putting a search parameter, right? Country is equal to something. So I'm passing this CCA3, the code here. Country is equal to that code because there's an endpoint over here that can search for that. This is search by name, no. Search by code, right? So this is what we're going to use. And that's why I'm passing CCA3. And that was why I picked CCA3 out of the different codes I mentioned, because CCA3 exists in every country. But I can't say the same for these other codes. Some of them are missing in some countries. Yeah. So now that we all understand this, we can move on.
So don't move on, no. Don't move on, no. Don't move on.
Yes, please. Don't move on yet.
Please explain.
This one means something different.
Make it sink first.
Explain it again, smaller, beg.
What am I explaining? Or what do you want me to explain?
This search equals to who and R equals to you. Where do you get it from?
No, this one, you see now, example.com, test case, these are just random stuff. I just wanted to say this is why I'm doing this. Because what comes after this question mark, what comes after question mark in an address is called search, like search item, search, would I say search query now? You can it's a way of passing data through an address. Okay. So when this country page, when this country.html loads, because this href is taking us to country.html. This is like a dynamic route. When we go to country.html, you say what?
Leave it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, right. When we go to country.html, I want there to be information in the browser address so that I can get that information and now specifically load or search for the particular country in question. So essentially, if you go to this country.html without passing this search query, you will not get anything because it's depending on the address to find out what country you are actually looking for. All right. So
when we get to our country.html page, so it will be like maybe www.knickon.com, then /country.html, then question mark the country.
Exactly. At the end of the whole thing, there will be question mark, country is equal to maybe NGR, or country is equal to USA, or country is equal to NZL. I think that's New Zealand. Yeah, that kind of thing. So we use JavaScript to get that NZL or NGR from the address and make a fetch request to get the details for that country.
Maybe by
so
maybe
by the time we get there, it will make more sense. But for now, just so that we're getting this code and we're
that window dot
unload
location. Okay.
or this,
Yeah, what's it doing? I didn't get that part.
window. In every page, there is the window objects. It's like the
Yes.
global object. Let me just console log windows. And you see window, plenty of things as you would expect, right? There are some listeners, there are some different information. Who knows? Maybe you can even tell what system I'm on. Okay. So one of the information that it has is location, which is basically just stuff about what is in this address bar. Location. Okay. And that's it. So the whole window.location was it's just a way to find out with JavaScript what is in that address bar and get different things about it. Protocol. With this you can check if you are on a secure connection or not, because secure connections are HTTPS.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. You can get information that is passed through search or hash. Yeah, different things you can do with this. So anyway, that's just that. Yeah, any more questions before we move on?
Let's keep going. Maybe to see.
Let's keep going. All right, so now we have results. Okay, results is exactly what we're looking for, an array of all the data we need for the countries. So what do we need to do after getting this result?
We render them in...
How do you render them?
You create a...
Okay.
Create element, append element.
You guys want to go the routes? Look at the things. See how plenty they are. You want to be creating elements for each of them. Really?
Inner HTML.
Want to go that route?
Okay, yeah, in HTML, then just dump everything inside.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do, because it's nice to write smaller functions, right? It's good to write your functions in bits and just reuse them. So what we're going to do is we're going to we'll write a function later. The function is going to be render countries, right? That sounds like a fine name. Render countries, and then we're going to pass in results. Okay, so now we would define, you know what, let me remove these fetch countries from here. This feels like something that should be in that window.onload. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree.
Okay, so window.onload runs immediately the page finishes.
Yeah,
loading.
once the page loads this one.
Okay. Just like, okay, yeah.
Yes. All right, so function render countries.
Can we call that fetch before the function? Is the function an arrow function?
No, it's a declaration function.
The declaration function. But if you are worried about me writing this down here, this one is the
It's a function declaration.
even if it were an arrow function, it still doesn't really matter.
No, I didn't mean this one. I meant the...
Okay, having this one up here, right? Yeah. All right, so we pass in an array. And I just use ARR. And what do we do inside?
So if you are now, you render that stuff. Okay?
So we run a loop. That's what you're saying.
Yeah? Okay.
Array.map.
Map?
Yeah.
No, it can't be map. Map is going to return something. But in
What
this
are
render, we want to return something.
For each
Array.void.
HTML.
Do we do what?
What are we using? Is it inner HTML? How are we... This
Yeah, we're
render...
going the inner HTML route.
Oh, okay.
This render countries, what it's going to do is just going to this stuff, this whole cards thing, country card that I just said here, we'll just be loading it inside the place for it, countries display. All right.
Okay. That means we have
I
to
can say
write
for
down-
each now.
Array
Okay,
dot
so
for
what?
each. Array dot for each.
Okay, array dot for each.
But if we go the mapping route, we can store
Yeah.
them in a variable, yeah.
Country.
Can store them in a variable.
Like maybe say let's
sorry.
new array equals array dot map, then the rest.
You know, this is not React. I mean, mapping will not just make things work.
Okay.
It's true that map can do that, Sha. But in a situation, the map and for each are quite similar. They both, loop over an array and run
And
something
return
each time. The problem is that, what are the differences? The map returns something, but for each does not. So if you want to do something like this, where you don't need a result from the array, like you're not trying to get back something. It's more prudent to use for each.
So you want to make an update instantly.
Make it work.
Like you want to make an update immediately.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Anyhow, what's that thing called? We call it countries display, right? So countries display dot inner HTML.
Is equal to
Is it equal to? Is equal to.
the entire A tag.
Let me see. Let me just.
What about passing to
Sorry.
parameters?
Let me
Passing to parameters or what?
cut this. No, it's just this one I need. Yeah, so countries card is equal to this, and all these array square brackets I will just replace them with country. I hope this is not confusing, right? So now in here we're
Not
passing
at all.
country.code, country.flag, country.name, country. Yeah, we don't need this dot to local string anymore. because we-
How did you sharply selected all of them? I know you used alt and something, but just did that like
Oh yeah, you go one at a time. You mark something, and if you keep pressing Control D, it
control.
will just mark. Yeah,
Okay.
to keep marking the next instance of that thing. So you just have to select the right thing at the beginning. Like if I wanted to
was
get
it continent you call? Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I called it continent.
All right.
Capital. Yeah, so countries display.inner HTML is equal to what? Countries card, right?
Yeah.
So are we satisfied with this? This is what render countries does, for each country in the array is going to do this. So hold on. Okay, let me hold on.
Wait, I want to ask one question.
Yes.
This countries display dot inner HTML, is it not more or less looking like if you are reassigning variables?
Yes, it does. No, reassigning variables.
You are doing that.
I'm not really reassigning variables now. Okay, because of the inner HTML is equal to.
Yeah.
Why not just do it directly or what? Just do it directly.
Or how is directly?
No, I'm just asking. Let me just see. I
Just
want to be
passing
sure that this
the
is true, right?
string. If you don't want to make your code look, that will make your code look somehow. Like just passing the string directly. Dot inner HTML equal to what you have in the string.
Equal to what I have in the string.
Yeah.
I'm not against this.
Because for each of the
Same now.
elements,
That
for
was
each of the elements, now you have to like assign the variable. I mean,
okay. Yeah. That's
just do
true.
it
That's true.
outside.
That's true. For the sake
Just do
of
it
this
outside
thing,
of the police function.
no problem. That's true. You have a point. For the sake of space complexity,
Yeah.
we'll avoid that. We did this way.
Or you just assign it outside of the for each function, then pass it.
Yeah, but it's no wahala. I will do it this way. So yeah, Toyin, what's making you worried?
If I had done it the other way around,
Why not do
Yeah,
plus?
code will look
Plus.
Okay.
I'm just saying, will you throw an error in that case because of the const and the countries?
No, the way we did it before will not throw an error. The way we did it before will not throw an
All
error.
right, all
That's
right, all right. No problem.
But this will only return.
That's how our code will look cleaner. Just like assign it outside of the for each function. Then
okay.
I don't know.
Okay. No worries now. No worries. I mean, yeah. So
I don't even understand
okay. So I think we're all happy now, Shay. Johnny, are you
We're
happy?
meant to have countries card plus
No,
equal.
outside the for each function now.
Outside the equation. It's outside.
No,
No,
it's
the whole stuff.
in HTML.
The whole stuff.
How? How it can
It has to be inside the for each now because your data is changing inside the country's card.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes, Johnny, you say you're not happy.
Yeah, like this will keep updating the
Changing it a
countries
bit.
in HTML. So like at
Okay,
the end
so-
we have just one.
Yeah.
So we are meant to like keep adding
Okay.
adding it
So-
to the
Like this, Abby.
yeah, that's my proposition.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy now.
Okay. You're happy now.
But why don't we just do the variable declaration or initialization without the import to empty string, and then you can assign the value to it in 42 without the plus.
It's TypeScript that is causing this thing for me. If you can do it like that and it will work. But you understand now, you know how TypeScript is now. If you just do it like this. Okay, that's true. Normal. Oh, see myself. I even forgot. I'm using const. First of all, TypeScript will just vex for you if you make this thing empty at the beginning and then come and now start putting something inside. So you don't enter my hands to make it a string first.
Like because you didn't declare the type.
If you just leave it like this, it means it's null. So if you put anything inside that is not null, TypeScript will start asking you, but bros, you said this thing is null now. Why you can't put string inside?
For this thing, viewers. I can't just
No, what TypeScript does, when you create a variable, if you put something inside the variable at first, it will take it that this is the thing. Like if you see now here, we're seeing country's card string, Abi. So JavaScript has taken it that country's card variable holds strings. That's how TypeScript does. So if you just create a variable and you don't put anything inside, I think it will even vex for yourself to start telling you this thing has any by default. This variable you created has the type any by default. That it doesn't like that. So give it something off your mind.
It doesn't like any.
It doesn't like any by default. You can create the variable and you use your hand and give it the type any. But not to create a variable and let TypeScript be the one to say, this thing is any now. No, to throw error for you. So I've gotten a bit used to initializing it as something. Okay. Yes. And this one is a CSS issue. Some of them are looking like that.
I thought it was only my code.
Yeah. Anyhow, yes, it works. But let me refresh and we'll see something. See that? No. I'm not trying to break your heart. I'm just showing you a small design flaw.
Okay, because
right?
of the
When you load your
async
page,
in a way.
One load.
Same thing.
yeah, when you load your page, it has to fetch data. You don't know how long that will take.
Yeah.
If my network is not very fast, that's why it's even happening so slowly. I think we waited for like 5 seconds before we saw something. And on that fast network now, 1 second. But the point is, your client opens the page and just sees it empty. And he's looking at it, and the thing is looking at him. There's nothing giving anybody feedback that something might happen, or is if he has the patience to wait for those 5 or 10 seconds.
You should
then
check
now
his
see
console now.
Anyhow. Okay, so this brings the reason for the loading screen, right? If
Before we go to that loading screen, can you show what that something Sage is doing now?
something Sage, what was that?
The question mark Sage equals to
The-
something code. How it is.
Okay, if we click on it, all right, so let's click on it. So you see, this country.html country is equal to this. Yeah, this is ERI. Let me look for another country.
Does that do we have a country.html file?
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Oh,
You saw something inside now. It's just that. Let me click somewhere else. Colombia. You can see something inside the page. But the HTML is supposed to JavaScript is supposed to generate data, get data to fill in these other things. So you can see this one is different now. It's COL for Colombia. So that's it. So when we are inside this page now, JavaScript will get the COL and make a fetch request with COL and get the data for Colombia and load it. That's why we're passing it.
So that's why we use that. Oh. I get it now.
Yeah, alternatively, we could just, this is another way to do it. You just put a slash. Instead of saying,
Question mark.
question mark country is equal to, you just put this. All that changes is that you have to use a different way to get your data. So maybe Puerto Rico. Oh, things will now, it's true. It's if it were React that things will work out well like this. Because .html is like final endpoint, final bus stop. You can't be having another part after .html. Okay, anyhow, so I guess we have no choice. We just have to continue with our...
So that COL that was generated, was it JavaScript that generated it for you? Like, how was it generated? I know you put a question mark, but...
Yeah, no, it's just this now. This is just... What do they call it?
Okay,
this
the
is a
country
template.
code,
This is a template. Yeah, country code.
Okay.
This country, hold on. This country, is it
Which
the country? Is it the country?
It's results. You remember result, right?
For 41.
Yeah. We're looking over render countries just takes an array and we're just running array.for each. We are just calling the object inside the array country. It's just a variable name.
No, I know. Like I'm asking in response to this, could you have put any other thing in this country? Like, could you have put any other, you can't put any other name now, right? That's the country. Like in line 42 now, after the question mark.
Oh, no. It doesn't have to be. That's the one you're talking about, Fabi. You can even say state is equal to country code. No problem. All that changes is that when you go to the other page, you will now be looking for the variable state instead of country. Is what you put in front here that you'll be looking for when you now access the location in the other page, in the country.html JavaScript.
Okay. Now access the query.
You access the query and you look for the key state and get the value of it. That's it.
Wow.
Yes. So, first of all, we need to do something about this search results heading. You can see it's showing, right? Let me see. Yeah, so we have really spent a lot of time today, and we have not really achieved very much. Have we? I've only done one thing. Don't worry,
Maybe
tomorrow we'll
just
go
touch
faster.
that loading screen like that. I'll be loading
What?
state. The loading state.
Okay, that's the next one you want to do. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll just hide this one first of all, this search results for, because I mean, it's normally not necessary. We'll hide it, then we'll now make the loading screen thing work, and we'll stop for today. Right? Okay, so let's not do anything crazy. Just say search results heading. How do I hide it? How do I hide search results heading?
Dot display, dot style dot display is equal to none.
Right, that's fine. Okay, so now for the loading screen, you see how the loading screen works. The page, or rather, whenever you are trying to get something, you want the loading screen to show. And once you are done getting things, the loading screen should go away. So essentially, it will make sure that that part of your page is always active. It's either there's a loading screen or there's data. So how do you propose we go about it?
Maybe set a variable
Like you want
is loading to false. To true, then after fetching our data, we set it, we put the value.
Okay, so sorry, this will be let is loading be equal to what?
Equals true.
Let is loading be true. And then what?
After our fetch requests, we set it back to false.
Okay.
Then based on the value of this loading, we'll now decide maybe we want to populate our main section with the countries or with the loading GIF.
Once more, that situation you're talking of will flow very well with React because of state. Because you know, once its loading changes, the loading screen variable would take dressing immediately. But we don't have that luxury here. So instead of doing this, we could just directly do what we want to do. So we can put it at the beginning of the fetch function. Before you start fetching, you set the loading screen, make it active. And then at the end of this fetch countries function, when you are sure render countries has finished running, you make it to hide back. Okay. So let me see, where's that loading screen? I think it was .hide. Yeah, it's hide. So it currently has the class hide. So I just have to say loading screen, like remove hide from the class list of loading screen. So how do I do that?
Okay. Have we declared
the variable? Yeah, it was declared. It's
Dot class list
This-
dot. Is it removed?
Loading screen dot
Class.
dot
Class.
remove class list. Okay.
No, dot class list.
Go to class list dot.
Okay.
Yeah, then pass in.
Fine.
Remove hide. And then all of this happens and all of that happens, and at the end, loading screen dot
Class list dot add.
okay. So before we go away, this is going to work, sure, but I just want to show something. Where is that drop box? That drop down? I want to just do one small thing. Drop down BTN, right? Drop down BTN dot add event listener. Something is going to go wrong. So you guys will tell me how it should be fixed. Drop down BTN dot add event listener. Click. Fetch countries. Does this make sense? You guys don't have any issues with this, right?
I do.
You do?
Perfect countries. This is not the whole array.
That's the
No,
function.
it's a function.
Okay, you remember in your event listeners, you have two options. It's either you create the function right here or you pass the function reference. Either way, you do not call the function you are putting there. You're either telling it the function to run or passing a function reference for it to run. It's just like how we did these fetch countries, but we didn't call it. And if we had not called it, it would have remained just like that, just a function reference. Okay, so in your event listeners, don't call the function. If you call the function will run the moment the page loads. Yes, it will run the moment the page loads. Before you click it. Understands. Okay. Yeah. So
Let's have it.
at least your client will not suffer too much.
Where did
Can
you
be
get
looking at this
your loading give, please?
I cannot remember. But let's look at the link that is on it. Okay. No, I truly can't remember. Yeah, it's that they downloaded, so I truly can't remember. It was about a year ago.
Oh, wow. Mad.
Mad.
Yeah, so we have this, right? And what is at the end here? Wait, this thing looks plenty.
Why is it not sorted?
Sorry,
That's another thing. We can do that
saying
tomorrow.
I might add it later.
That's another thing. We'll do that tomorrow. It's already 5:30. So anyhow, we can see this ends at Palestine, right?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
let me click on this button. The function that was there was what? Render countries, is it not?
Fetch country.
No,
Yes.
fetch countries.
Which countries?
Fetch countries. Fetch countries. So if I click on this, fetch countries. Look at this thing. Just keep clicking here.
Palestine. Puerto Rico.
Web.
Just called you a liar.
Something is not. Wait.
What do you want to happen?
Something that I expected to happen did not happen.
I know what you want to have. Look at you here.
These countries displayed at inner HTML. We are not setting it empty. Oh, I'm still doing this. Why am I still doing this? It's because of this thing. Wait. Yes, don't be blocking my things.
It will now keep adding.
Yes, that's what I want to show you. What's popping?
Did you say?
We do it outside.
Wait.
You are no longer setting the HTML to
We
the
do it outside.
Country's card. Okay. Everything was actually working well. Okay, that problem was not there. There was a time that it was countries display.inner.html plus equals.
Yeah.
I see. I'd forgotten that it had changed. And okay, this is fine.
But why don't you put it outside that dot inner HTML? Why not put it outside the for each loop?
Is it not outside?
Yeah,
It's not
that's
outside.
it's outside. It's not outside.
It's not outside.
Oh.
I think so.
That's true. It's not outside.
So after it finishes accumulating everything, it's not display
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, that's how it's. I didn't know it was not outside.
Let's see if we see that problem now.
No, I don't think we'll see it.
Okay.
We will not see it. The thing is crazy. Like, country's card is the way it is. And the first country will come, it will add to country's card and then set country's display. Then the next card will come, it will add to country's card. Country's card will now have two countries. It will set country's display again. Country's display. So it just keeps updating. Yeah, that was really crazy. Why does this thing always start with Eritrea and Puerto Rico? Okay, because that's how this endpoint always sends.
But you can make a pull request to them now to automatically sort their
Why would
data.
they stress themselves? Are you not a coder? Okay, let me click this. Wow, it loaded fast. Network has gotten better.
So, I miss that loading. Screen.
You
Is
missed
it
it.
outside the
It's because network is too fast. Did throttling?
You can mimic a slow
Throttling, have you?
network. Yeah,
There was a time I did that thing, and I forgot what happened. Like I forgot that I did it. So I just realized that on my Chrome network, no, they go. I switched to Firefox. I totally forgot. It was something that was just in my. Why is it down Chrome? Nothing works. I could not answer that question until somebody just reminded me about throttling. I felt very silly because nobody sent me. I went on my own to go and do slow. I'll be offline. It was offline and I did. So on Chrome, nothing goes. So anyhow, slow 3G. It will still go fast. It's slow. Still fast. Anyway,
Alpha Edge.
edge. There is no edge.
So,
Yeah, so
if
no
it's
throttling.
offline, it will keep loading that GIF.
If it's offline, let's try that. Sir. Offline. So I'm loading GIF. You think your page does it? Don't play with offline.
No.
What does no throttling do?
No throttling.
That's
It's
like
not
the default
affecting your network. It's
option.
just your network is just going normal. But throttling is where you try to
Make
Like-
it faster.
not really, no, there's no make it fast. There's only make it slower.
Make it fast.
There's no make it fast. There's only make it slower. Yeah. So anyhow, that's that. Tomorrow we'll continue.
So
with-
I want to ask, that's loading screen. What did you use
Yes.
design? Is it animation or what?
No, it's a
It's a
GIF.
Actually,
Is it what?
GIF.
GIF.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I
you
see
it.
the code?
all those normal short
Not really code now.
videos
You
that
know,
we usually
just
post on
loading
WhatsApp.
23.gif. You know those stuff now. I don't
Just
know. How.
like a video, but in a picture format, kind of.
Okay.
Assets. I'll be ING. Yeah. What is it?
Okay.
Yeah. It took a lot of time to find the GIF with a transparent background. That was fine.
Mm-hmm. Too many conditions.
So where did you finally find it?
I have forgotten.
I remember.
So yeah, don't say that using that dot remove and dot add will not work. Like, what other method did you intend to use? Or what other method did you use in your initial project when you are building this project initially?
I think that's it. I think that's what I did.
Okay.
Let me see. This is index.js.
Let's keep small.
Yeah, loading screen dot class list dot remove hide. Yeah, so it's the same thing.
We can do
beginning of fetch countries.
style.display none and
Bottom.
style.display block two now.
Yeah, we can do that. But since the class hide is already available,
Doing that.
Hide is consuming extra space. Justice
imagine?
for space.
This person that is talking for justice for space. I don't know what's wrong with him. Yeah, so I want to put the class hide on this thing. So it will be hidden by default. If you notice, the page loads and you see this thing before it hides it. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
Yeah.
So let me see, hide. I think I made hide a class that just does that. Did I not? I did not.
Control F.
No.
Start now.
Control F does it.
Like to find.
What's that thing? Search result. Okay, I wrote this one just now. Wow, I didn't. Okay, let me just put it. Picky. Sorry, I'm trying to get as close to loading screen as I can.
Okay, I think there are some. Okay, this is one hide now.
Search results heading.
What in do? No touch one.
Yeah, so over here where we hid this guy, instead of changing the style to none, we'll just not do anything. It's already hidden by default. Yeah. So later on when we need it to come back, we'll adjust the height. Yeah.
Quote of the year. It is not judged by potential. It is only 20%.
Okay, so you guys, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll talk about sorting this, then making the filter work, making this thing work. And I think, in fact, that we're going to, this dark mode thing, we'll take it into a separate JS file called header.js. So that we'll not have to write the same thing here and write the same thing in the other page, the country.html page. Every other page that shows up. Yeah. So have fun and see you all tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.
It's Johnny. I'm sure it's Johnny.
One piece. It starts with one piece.
Okay, yeah, I think I should put this thing online. So what do I call this now? Coders, then countries, test projects.
Rest countries.
CD rest countries.
Can leave, right?
Yeah, you can leave. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Welcome. Bye.
How many people did class today, sir?
A number of people, I guess. Yeah, so project people, how goes hackathon people? How goes your hackathon?
When the deadline?
We not get mentor. We not get mentor from our group.
Your mentor has what?
For seconds.
For second. Jimmy is tomorrow is ending.
Tomorrow, okay.
I don't hear anything about not tomorrow. It's tomorrow me ahead.
Next week.
Still to organize.